How's it going, everybody? In our previous tutorials, we were going over audio using Audacity, how to clean up your audio, make your audio sound better, giving you the basic building blocks to further progress your ability to use your audio programs and making them work correctly. So now we need to start learning about video. Because obviously I don't think there's probably much of a market of people just listening you talk about a video game without them capable of watching it. I could be completely wrong. Maybe people would love to just hear Let's Plays and don't care at all about the video, which in that case is going to make this a lot simpler for you because you only have one easy thing to do, is just record audio. But let's say that doesn't take off and you do indeed need to record some gameplay footage. What programs are you going to use? Well, I'm going to show you 3 of them today, not necessarily the 3 you're going to be using. Maybe you're going to find one you prefer more. Maybe there's going to be somebody that's going to come up with a great new one in 6 months from now. But I don't know what the future is going to hold in terms of this, so I'm just going to show you what I have, what I use, what I prefer, and we'll start building from that, and hopefully you'll be able to take that and run with it. So first one I'm going to show you is called Fraps. You can get it at FARAPS.com, fraps.com. What is Fraps? Fraps is going to record your gameplay footage. It's very good at that. It does it very well. And I would suggest trying Fraps. Now, you're looking at it and wondering, well, is there any type of catch to it? And there is. There's a very large catch to it. Fraps, when it records, does not compress your gameplay footage. Now, that means it's going to look as clear as possible. It should be recording it as fast as possible because it's only doing really one thing. It's not trying to compress it. It's completely uncompressed. What does that mean, though? What's the trade-off? Well, the trade-off is that the file size is massive. I mean, gigs upon gigs for minutes, and that sucks. If you have gigantic hard drives, if they're running very fast and everything, and you have all this free space, then Fraps is great for you because it's not going to be something you care about. You're going to be flying with it. You got all this open space. Go for it. If you're running with, let's say, 100 gigs open because you filled your hard drive full of movies and games and music and everything, Fraps is probably not where you want to go. Now, you could get an external and move files later if you want, but that is the drawback of Fraps. Massive file size. The second guy I'm going to show you, and I've started using more often, is a program called DxTory. That's how I pronounce it. It could be Dextory. Anyways, if you want to get it, it is exkode.com, Xcode. It's a program here. DxTory does have the ability to compress, which means file sizes will be smaller. It has a whole bunch of different codecs you can set up. You can test your hard drive speed to see if let's say you got 3 hard drives. You want to see how the write speeds are at to figure out which one's best to write to. It has that a testing ability, which is awesome. A great thing, and this is something that I've only been able to do with Dextory, is when you're doing your audio source recording, your audio in the gameplay footage and everything, it lets you set up multiples, and more than 2 is the main thing, whereas Fraps and Bandicam, this other one I'm going to show you, Bandicam, I believe are only capable of having 2 inputs, where Dextory has more. I've gone up to 3. I've used 3, and you can go past 3. I don't know if it goes up to, let's say, 20 or if it goes up to 10. I don't know why you'd need to go up that high, but I would assume there's some reason somebody out there has. Nonetheless, that's what's great about Dextory. The most to me, and what I love, is that it lets you do more than 2. Now, why would you want more than 2? Obviously, if you're just playing a gameplay footage and recording your voice, you only need 2. You're only recording the gameplay footage and your voice, and you're obviously recording those separately. You want them on 2 different tracks because you want to be capable of editing your audio separately than the gameplay footage. Now, you could have this set up to be 2. You could have one recording your gameplay footage, the other recording, let's say, Skype. If you're recording other people talking, then having Audacity running, you have those abilities. But you could also just have this recording at just one program running and then bring your audio file into Audacity. So let's say you do set it up to 3. You set it up to 3. Now you're capable of having other people's audio of the people talking and having that separate from your gameplay footage. So obviously if you're playing, let's say you're playing Minecraft, you're recording your voice and then you're recording the gameplay footage, but the gameplay footage and the other people talking are on the same audio track. Now, how are you going to edit it? You can't edit it without messing up the gameplay footage sound. You can't do anything separate. They're stuck on the same audio track. So if you have Dextory up, you can have your voice being recorded, their voice being recorded, and the gameplay footage all on different tracks, which means you can clean them up all separately, which is what you want to do. So that's the great thing about Dextory. Multiple codecs. The one I always see be suggested is Lagarth Lossless Codec. It does run well. The problem is the files are kind of bigger than what I like. I'll show you how I have Dextory set up soon. I'll also show you how I probably set up Bandicam, just so you can see how I do what. The other thing I should tell you about these three is that obviously they're recording video. They can also capture images. So if you just want a picture, they're all capable of doing that. So Bandicam, this is the one that I normally use. I usually like using, but again, Dextory has a lot more to it. But the problem I found with Dextory, and I liked more with Bandicam, is Bandicam can run pretty much like you set it up and it's ready to go. It doesn't take a lot of let me read, let me watch, tutorials about it, let me invest a lot of time. It's a lot easier to set up and go. Where Dextory was, me fidgeting with this, fidgeting with that, trying over and over and losing an hour here, an hour there, and it drove me a bit insane. I have it working fairly well now, but I would normally say try Bandicam, give Bandicam a shot too. And if obviously you're only recording your voice and gameplay footage, and then Bandicam is going to be fine, you're not going to need those extra audio channels. That being said, all three of these programs, I believe all of them have demos. I know Bandicam does for sure. I'm pretty sure Fraps does, and I'm pretty sure Dextory does. And they all have decent support for them in terms of finding answers. Not all the best, and sometimes it does take trial and error on your end. Nonetheless, I would suggest any of these three programs to somebody. If somebody who's going, hey, should I use Fraps? Or hey, should I use Dextory? Hey, should I use Bandicam? Yeah, go for any of the three. I like Bandicam probably the most, but there are pitfalls to it. I would say Bandicam and Dextory are very similar. They're both compressing your video. They both record fairly well. I think Dextory and Bandicam both are capable of recording the screen instead of just recording, let's say, gameplay footage, where Fraps is only going to be able to pick up your footage. So like if you kind of notice in this picture here, you got World of Warcraft in this, and you see this number. It's because they told it to they clicked on the game and said, hey, watch this gameplay footage. So it's only recording off of this OpenGL, DirectX type of thing. I think Fraps is only capable of doing that, where Dextory, I believe, is capable, and Bandicam is just, I'm able to go, hey, find the screen, record everything in the screen. Normally you're not going to want to do that, but it's an option. I'll go over that later. We're just kind of wanting to go, hey, what are these three programs? So we got Fraps, Dextory, Bandicam. Try all three. I'd give all three a thumbs up if you want it. Again, Fraps, massive file sizes, and that's what drove me insane. Dextory and Bandicam are similar. Both compress, both have codecs. Bandicam I found to be simpler to run with. Dextory was a lot more to set up and some headaches with it, but I would still give it a thumbs up. And the coolest thing about it is the ability to keep adding all these audio sources, which is awesome, and I love it. So I'm gonna probably leave it up here. We'll go back into how can we use these different programs in a second here, and until later, guys, thanks for watching.